Have you ever noticed how two people can go through the same situation and walk away with completely different outcomes? One grows, the other withdraws. One keeps going, the other gives up. The difference is often not the situation, the difference is identity. Because identity quietly determines how you see yourself, how you interpret what happens to you, and what you believe you're capable of. Here's the important part. Most people are not intentionally choosing their identity. They are simply living from one that was formed over time. Welcome to today's episode of A More Excellent You. So in this video, we're going to focus on something that can change everything for you. We're going to be looking at the difference between a healthy identity and an unhealthy identity. Because one will move you forward in life and the other will limit you without you even realizing it. So let's dive in. Number one, healthy identity is internally grounded or rooted, while unhealthy identity is externally defined. A healthy identity is internally grounded. It is built on other things deeper than titles, deeper than achievements, and deeper than other people's opinions. It comes from a deeper understanding of who you are. For example, a person with a healthy identity can say, even if this doesn't work out, it doesn't change who I am. But an unhealthy identity that is externally defined depends on success, depends on validation, on recognition. For example, an unhealthy identity can say, if I fail, it means I'm not good enough. In this case, the identity rises and falls based on outcomes. Number two, healthy identity is stable, whereas unhealthy identity is fragile. This means that healthy identity is stable even when circumstances change. Success doesn't inflate it. Failure doesn't destroy it. For example, someone with a healthy identity can fail at something and say, that didn't work, but I can learn from it. But an unhealthy identity, which is fragile, is easily shaken. For example, failure becomes something that proves that they are not capable. So instead of learning, the person begins to withdraw. Number three, healthy identity is growth oriented, while unhealthy identity is fixed. A healthy identity gives room, allows room for growth and development. It says, I may not be there yet, but I can improve. For example, a person learning a new skill might struggle at first, but when they continue to put in the effort because they believe growth is possible, they begin to see a change. But unhealthy identity is fixed. It defines ability as permanent. For example, it can say, I'm just not good at it. And that belief alone shuts down effort even before growth begins. Number four, healthy identity interprets experiences constructively, while unhealthy identity interprets them personally. A healthy identity separates events from self-worth. For example, two people can receive criticism, and one says, this will help me improve. The other one says, this means I'm not good enough. A healthy identity interprets experiences as feedback. An unhealthy identity interprets experiences as judgment of self. And that difference can change everything. Number 5, healthy identity is examined, while unhealthy identity is unquestioned. A healthy identity is always self-aware and examined. It asks the question, why do I believe this about myself? Is this belief actually true? Is this helping me grow? For example, someone may realize, I've been saying to myself, I'm not confident, but that may not be true, and that is not helping me grow. And so they begin to challenge that belief and create a better one. But an unhealthy identity is unquestioned. It says, that's just who I am. I can't be this, I can't be that, because this is who I am. No reflection, no challenging, no change. And that is how limiting identities remain in place for years and years. So here's the difference. A healthy identity is internally grounded, it is stable, it's open to growth, it's constructive in interpretation, and is willing to be examined. On the other hand, an unhealthy identity is externally defined, is fragile, is fixed, is reactive, and is unquestioned. And the truth is, many people are not limited by their situation. They are limited by the identity they are living from. So the real question for us today becomes, is my identity helping me grow or holding me back? Because once we begin to question and examine and refine the identity we're living from, that's when real transformation begins to happen. I'm sure this video has been helpful to you. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, bye for now.